Do you ever wake up already tired, like you've been carrying the weight of the world in your sleep? You tell yourself, it's just stress, it'll pass, but deep down, you know it's more than that. You force a smile at work, laugh with your friends, but inside, you're running on fumes. And what's scarier? You might have what psychologists call a burnout personality. The kind of mindset that makes you more vulnerable to exhaustion even when others seem to handle the same pressure. Let's talk about this. I'm not here to diagnose you, but to help you step outside yourself for a moment. Maybe by the end, you'll notice signs you've been ignoring for too long. Take Sarah, for example. She's 24, fresh out of college, and just started her first corporate job. At first, she's electric with enthusiasm, volunteering for extra projects, staying late at the office, always saying yes. Her boss loves her. Her friends admire her hustle. She's going places, they say. But fast forward a year, and Sarah isn't the same person. She's exhausted, irritable, and drags herself out of bed every morning. What happened to Sarah wasn't random. She had the perfect personality type for burnout. Burnout isn't just about working long hours or losing sleep. It's about how your personality interacts with stress. Some people are wired in a way that makes them more vulnerable. Psychologists call this a burnout personality. And if you're between 18 and 30, this might sound painfully familiar because those years are often about proving yourself. So, what makes up a burnout personality? Surprisingly, it's built on traits people usually admire. They're the same qualities that can make you ambitious, hardworking, and successful, but they carry hidden risks. The first trait is perfectionism. If you've got this personality, chances are you don't just want to get things done, you want to do them flawlessly. You revise emails 3 times before sending them. You redo projects because they weren't good enough, even if others said they were fine. At first, perfectionism makes you shine, but it slowly drains you. Imagine running a marathon while trying to make every single step perfect. You'll collapse before you reach the finish line. The second is overcommitment. People with burnout personalities struggle to say no. They fear letting others down or missing an opportunity to prove themselves, so they pile on responsibilities until the plate is overflowing. If you've ever found yourself staying up late working on an assignment, then waking up early to help a friend, then squeezing in overtime at your job, you know exactly how this plays out. Third is the craving for validation. Burnout personalities thrive on recognition. They want the good job from the boss, the likes on social media, the pat on the back. But validation is a bottomless pit. The more you get, the more you need. And chasing it keeps you on an endless treadmill. Fourth, they ignore their own needs. Sleep, downtime, exercise, all of it gets pushed aside. They tell themselves, I'll rest later. But later never comes, until the body eventually forces them to stop. And then there's the inner critic. People with burnout personalities are often their harshest judges. Even when they succeed, they think, I could have done better. That inner pressure builds over time. It's like carrying around a coach in your head who never stops yelling, do more, do better, faster. Now, maybe you're thinking, that's me. If so, don't panic. Having a burnout personality doesn't mean you're doomed. It just means you have to be more aware of how you operate. Think about the reliable one in your group, the friend juggling a job, classes, and still showing up when you need help. Or maybe that's you. Everyone admires your reliability, but underneath, it might be planting the seeds of burnout. Here's what psychologists have found. Burnout doesn't just drain your mind, it reshapes your brain. Stress hormones like cortisol flood your body, affecting memory, mood, and even your immune system. That's why people who burn out often get sick more, feel mentally foggy, and lose motivation. And the scariest part? Many don't realize how bad it's gotten until they crash. So, what are the warning signs that you might have a burnout personality? Let's lay them out. First, you feel guilty when you're not productive. You tried to take a day off, but instead of relaxing, you sit there restless, thinking you're wasting time. Second, the things you used to love feel empty. Hanging out with friends, hobbies, even eating out, everything becomes another task to check off. Third, you're always tired, not just physically, but emotionally. Even after 8 hours of sleep, you wake up drained. Fourth, small things set you off. A traffic jam, a slow reply, someone's tone of voice. You snap, get frustrated, or feel overwhelmed way too easily. Fifth, you start questioning your purpose. Burnout personalities often swing from, I have to do everything, to, why am I doing anything at all? That sense of meaning fades, leaving you hollow. Recognizing these signs early can save you from burning out completely. But how do you actually protect yourself? The first step is setting boundaries. And yes, that word can feel selfish, especially if you're used to giving. But saying no sometimes is actually an act of self-preservation. It keeps you from running yourself into the ground. The second is letting go of perfectionism. Perfection is a mirage. You'll never reach it. Instead, aim for excellence, not flawlessness. Remember, done is often better than perfect. The third is redefining rest. Rest doesn't just mean sleeping or scrolling your phone. It means true disconnection. Reading, walking, doing something that genuinely recharges you. Fourth, check in with yourself. Ask, am I doing this because I want to or because I feel like I have to? That simple question can save you from chasing things that don't matter. And finally, lean on your support system. People with burnout personalities often isolate themselves, thinking, I'll handle it alone. But talking to friends, family, or even a therapist can lighten the load more than you realize. Let's go back to Sarah, the young woman we started with. She hit rock bottom, but when she finally recognized her patterns, she made changes. She stopped taking on every project. She gave herself permission to rest. She learned her value wasn't tied to productivity. Slowly, she found her spark again. If Sarah could do it, so can you. Having a burnout personality doesn't make you weak. It means you care deeply, you push hard, you want the best. Those are amazing qualities, but without balance, they'll destroy you. So, if you've been nodding along, maybe it's time to pause. Ask yourself, are you on the path to burning out, or are you ready to step off the treadmill and reclaim your energy, your joy, and your life? Because here's the truth. You deserve more than just surviving. You deserve to live with peace, energy, and purpose. And the first step is recognizing the signs before it's too late. So let me ask you again, do you have a burnout personality? Maybe, but the real question is, what will you do about it? If you found this helpful, don't just keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend who might be running on empty too. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more psychology insights, and turn on the bell so you don't miss what's next. Trust me, your future self will thank you for slowing down and listening today.